morning, my name is Fischer. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Bcomp. We are specialized in natural fiber composites, so we have a clear purpose of decarbonize the world with our high-performance bio-based composites. And we are here at JEC to expose our innovations with a strong focus on our market entry into large-scale automotive industry. So the Volvo EX30 is our first large series vehicle program into which we have the pleasure to deliver our material solution. So coming from motorsports now spreading into mainstream cars, that's of course a major milestone for us. And clearly Volvo and Polestar, they have been our early adopters from the automotive sector. We've been collaborating with both brands now for several years. So of course now entering the Volvo EX30 program and then followed by Polestar 3 and then Polestar 5, those are very big steps for us. The biggest challenge for us as a young company to enter the large-scale automotive industry is linked to several dimensions. Number one, the fact that we are not a startup anymore, but now a scale-up. So we had to prepare the company structurally to actually be ready to become an automotive supplier. So that comes with quite some requirements in terms of processes, in terms of quality management. So we had to also get certified from IATF. So the IATF is the International Automotive Task Force. It's a bit like ISO, but much stronger and comes with more and stronger processes. Also in terms of quality management. So I think that's the first thing. We really had to prepare the company to become an automotive supplier. And then number two, the requirements to our supply chain. So we work with flax as a natural fiber raw material. Flax historically has been used for many years and centuries in the linen textile industry. So our operations team has worked very hard to understand who can be our partners from that sector, from that supply chain, training them, getting them to the required level, so really making them fit for automotive together with us, so we can, as a network of partners, serve the automotive sector. And I think the third and also very important dimension is also, since we are in visual applications, so the seatback is a visual part. It comes, of course, with a lot of requirements in terms of quality, in terms of visual quality, and there have been a lot of intense discussions with our customers to understand what is a natural defect, a feature of the material that is acceptable by the customer, and what is really a defect that is not acceptable and then hence is out of specs in terms of the quality. The key factors for mass adoption of natural fiber-based composites in large series markets. Clearly, one of them is the supply chain itself, and we touched on it before. So we really need to structure the supply chain to meet the requirements of target markets like large-scale automotive. They have very different requirements, also in terms of quality management than, for instance, the textile industry would have. Also in terms of pricing discussions and pricing stability. Of course, the automotive industry does not accept high volatility in terms of price. So that's something we need also to structure, engaging in long-term contracts with our partners, and in exchange getting the stability we need to serve the customers with this high level of stability of price and quality over the years of a vehicle program, for instance. The second aspect, where we still need to do some work and have some dialogue with our customers, is to understand, especially when we are in visual surfaces, is to understand what is a natural feature of the material that is beautiful and wanted by the customer, a bit like wood veneers back in the time when that was very trendy. So really understanding, or also leather, other natural materials, specifying very clearly what is okay and what are defects which are not okay. So there we have still an intense dialogue going on with our customers to really understand where to put the cursor. That's a very important point. And then I think there is really the very important point now that we have our early adopters like the Volvos and the Polestars in this world, that we get these products into the cars, onto the streets, and people start understanding that natural fiber composites are really one of the materials of tomorrow, participating to this switch from linear economy to circular economy, and also in performance applications. We talk about also a lot of the motorsports applications that we're present in. So people understand that we have a material that can compete and outperforms carbon composite in specific applications, and that we start really having this mind shift and understanding natural fiber-based composites can be that performance material and are outperforming synthetic-based composite materials in specific applications. We are also very much looking at mass transportation more and more. It's still at technology or development stage, in the sense that the technology readiness level is not as far advanced as for the automotive applications yet at Bcomp. There we talk about very stringent requirements in terms of fire retardancy and heat release, typically for the passenger aircraft interior space. But we do have solutions at lab scale. We now need to validate them also at industrial scale. So then we talk about trains, trams, and any type of mobility device for mass transportation. That's the next level of application we're looking at. Clearly, anything that's moving, requiring lightweight and sustainably is in our target. Our expectation regarding JEC this year is really the next step. As the years, when I look back, each year we make a step forward in terms of recognition of natural fiber-based composites. So we spend much less time explaining to the people actually what we're doing. I think that's a simple example is that years back people would come to our booth and then look at the parts and say, what is it? Why is it brown? Why are you using flax as a reinforcement? And we're clearly moving towards a much more industrialized or industry-focused discussion, having very clear discussions about key requirements for specific applications, for specific markets. So we feel that it's really moving from being an academic topic almost to become, to be a startup, scale-up thing, to now really engaging in discussions about mass adoption, as we were discussing before, and what the customers require from us in their specific application to make it work. So my expectation clearly, is that we make yet another step into the direction of this mass adoption we were discussing before.